but like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay?
But like most of the people who are buying assets
To
at some point
the
want to sell the
stream.
assets at a profit.
What's up?
People that use fiat currency as a store of value,
Yo,
we call them poor.
that's crazy. Amanda coming through in that 38 months. Yo, Lachlan. Hello. Salut.
Currency, we call them
Yo, there was a famous old YouTube video of like a bigger guy pumping.
we call them
Hello? Salut? Muy bien? Something like that. I don't know. Yo, I'm tall. That's crazy. That's crazy. Listen, we barely have any time to give you like an actual intro. Shit. Look at my hair. Oh my God. Bruh, I wore a hat today and it feels chill. I literally got a haircut just the other day and now we're here. It's brutal. Anyway, I need to... You can tell that I really checked out everything before I set up the camera, right? Anyway, hello, what's going on? My name is Schiller. Welcome to today's stream. We are going to cover a heck of a lot as per usual. If you are here and you like NFT content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment, Japanese, all the other great stuff that we do here. Let me know if you're watching. All right, let's get into it. Raoul Paul, is WIF just the thing? Is WIF just the meme coin that everybody kind of... We lived through Pepe, and now WIF is kind of doing the same thing, but I feel like WIF could do more. We got the people shilling it. It's everywhere, and it just works with every single sentence. I don't own any, by the way, but that might be the big player. Wilder World yesterday, of course, as soon as we end the stream, big announcements. We're thrilled to go live on Epic Games. A huge step forward, making Wilder World for all. Wish list us on the Epic Game Store now. Hypnotone, what's going on? So, I wanted to wear the 8Fest 2022 merch just to show that I do leave the house. But in conversation for this announcement, do you have an extra sense of, okay, this is now on Epic, so these NFTs are getting more accepted. They're going to be more accessible. From accepted and accessible, how many different A terminologies can you use? I think so. It was shipped to you, don't lie. We had like 3 bags of merch. We went to NY. So if we didn't drive there, because we drove there, we would have had to probably pay like hundreds of dollars of shipping because we bought the merch. Like, I have a whole bunch of hats. Listen, Tali, if you want a hat, I don't know how expensive it is to ship something to the States or wherever the heck you are. Listen, you want a hat? You let me know. I got a bunch. But cool for Wilder World, and we're seeing more and more collections get up and on there. All right, so some of these older collections, I feel they're popping up on my timeline again. Right? Yeah, okay, see what's going on. Schiller with FUD, coin coming soon. Love it. Who bought Crypto Dads in 21-22? Do you remember the Crypto Dads collection? So this... I don't know. It was just a collection that launched. They were trying to, I guess, bring the best parts of Web3 and life, family, stake token, beer laughs, and the perfect amount of degen into this. So this potentially might be for you. This came out like forever ago. Each dad found themselves in the midst of a midlife crisis and fell into the dark abyss of shitcoins and expensive JPEGs of rocks. Some make it out with diamonds and others never recover. Join us and experience a thrill that you haven't had since midnight launch party at GameStop. This is like the perfect way to like sell your product. You explain it. It's like, hey, this is a journey. If you have no idea what you're doing in the space, grab one of these, join the Discord, figure it out. I don't think any other collections have kind of worded it that way. That's neat. Maybe it's not on the Discord, it's some other place, but either way. I might take you up on this when I go to Canada in 2039. Why are you coming that many years away? That's unbelievable. Arguably disrespectful. So Pop Punk made this post and saying that he burned an MAYC, and it showed that it went to OX000, the burn address, and then the guy who actually owns it, like, despite the Photoshop, that is my mutant. It is safely in my wallet. Guy's like, hold on. You're not using my mutant as a piece of fun. You're not using my mutant as a piece of fun. Imagine being able to send and receive assets on-chain without revealing your wallet address. Fluid Key is solving this very important problem, and getting set up is as easy as email for a caster sign-in. Very exciting to use. Case built on Privy, Safe, and ENS domains. So we like the aspect of things being transparent, but at the same time, people say, hey, we like privacy. It is interesting that most of these transactions are completely public out there. If people really want to go digging, obviously we saw Zach XBT follow all the people in the space and every single chain that they went to. So it's possible out there, but interesting to see that Fluid Key is going into that. First time that I've kind of heard of them, but again, small amount of followers. If you want to look up more, there you go. I'd love to try to make more than 0.0003 cents US a stream as a songwriter. We've discussed music, NFTs, Web3 for a while. I think this is going to be a huge player. Does it matter where things are, right? Like when we say, oh, we want to get on iTunes, we want to get on Spotify, et cetera, et cetera. Does that matter, and is that as important as being able to get traction on some of these upcoming Web3 platforms? If it's similar where these artists are able to get compensated, more so. Could see explosive growth within that area. All right. We got problems and Isle Artifact. Damn, team saying TTP when delaying Animus working after on it since 2022. And Azuki dropping anime coin in the same 24-hour. Shit hits different. So Randy was a part of Artifact and was like the community lead. And then he's like, yeah, I quit. Yeah, I'm not passionate anymore. And he's like full board Azuki now, which is fine. Everybody finds what they love, and that's awesome. But for Artifact here, saying Project Animus incubation update. The start of incubation is postponed as our team requires additional time to test the experience to ensure a functional, seamless, and safe incubation event. We estimate that the incubation event will be ready in 2 to 3 weeks, and will provide an update on Twitter and Discord once we confirm a new date. Incubation will remain open for 3 weeks. As planned, we are working very hard to bring it to life. We cannot wait for you to experience it. And here's a little bit of a video. Yo, financial guy in with DK. What's going on? Thanks for the sub. How the hell are you? So I guess this is just kind of like a showing here for Artifact. I think it looks fine. Is it super incredibly over the top, like high definition? Not necessarily, but I do really like the futuristic feel of it. And I think, is this a VR experience? Is this something that's just over the web? Kind of neat, but again, a little bit of a delay here for Animus. All right. Continuing with the FUD here, and why I love doing this show is because we get to look back and think, hey, remember when the entire timeline was talking about something, and then it kind of shows the top for certain things, not everything. But I guess we get to use this as an example. Min here saying, just as we post our wins, it's important to acknowledge the times we lose. I went hard into Crypto Valleys a few days ago, which is one of the games on blast. And since then, the price of the in-game token is down 60%. Do I think it's something worth paying attention to still? Maybe. However, me entering near peak FOMO at $15 was a loss no matter how you chop it up. Yes, there are a few things on the horizon that have me excited, but regardless, my entry was an L. My hope is that when we zoom out in a few months, it will be irrelevant. So, early stage, something that we're incredibly bullish on 1 week. It can last. A team makes an announcement, they change the value or the stats output of something just because it's a part of these games. Some people are like getting totally wrecked because of it. Not necessarily in Crypto Valleys. I'm just trying to speak very broadly within that point, but we've seen it kind of hit different ecosystems where We'll use the Legends of Mara as an example. Apparently, like the weapon codas when they came out or when they made an update for season 2, they were like super nerfed and people lost their mind because they spent so much money on it. And so they ended up reversing it, right? And that's nothing that the players could have done, but it's a part of the game and just kind of balance fixes. So just kind of an example of, we don't know what to expect with some of these game assets. Now, this is a weird trend that I haven't really been paying attention to, and I wouldn't have seen this if it wasn't for Daniel bringing this up. When did it become standard practice for newly launched tokens to allocate over 50% to team and investors? So EtherFi, it's 56%, for Athena, 55%, and for Celestia, 53%. Celestia is something I've seen a whole bunch of people talk about where they're saying, hey, if in comparison, you can see Safe is 23%, WorldCoin 23%, Aptos 32, Wormhole 24, Optimism 36, Say Network 40, Arbitrum 44. And I mean, here's like a chart, I guess, if you want to see it in that way. But wow, definitely some interesting token allocations going out or being kept for some of these bigger teams. So Ink on BTC is minted, I should say, as of last night. We have the Mutant Hounds Ordinals, which I don't know if those have been inscripted yet. I think that's still to come. And then we have the Oni Force ones, which they've been hyping for quite some time. And I think all of that is happening like right now. Ink on BTC, Oni Forces right now, and then the Hounds has happened, or it's happening very soon. Either way, there's a lot of commotion within the Ordinals ecosystem, and as you've seen in whatever chain that you're into, especially ETH, it's turned into somewhat of a PvP type mentality, but this perspective is coming from one of the node monkeys that people kind of view as like the Grail Ordinal right now. This node monkey dip is a total gift, 0.55 BTC, $40,000 for the top collection on Ordinals with a massive market cap dominance. A joke, to be honest. People are losing the forest and the trees by dropping prices because they want liquidity right now for some other FOMO play. Realize what you hold. So does this age well? Does it not? Interesting perspective. And I mean, I just don't know, it's $40,000. Are people back being confident buying bigger NFTs? We got a massive sale on a CyberKong VX coming up. So maybe. What's the biggest flex PFP in your opinion after punks? I don't know. I think that if you go to these different collections and you talk to a room, let's say it's us, where we're generally educated on the collections that exist out there, and we say, all right, well, for Clone X, because that's his PFP, I would say like the Murakami Flowers for the Izukis, some of those top rarity ones for Bored Apes, again, some of the top rarity ones within that. And I don't know if it's necessarily a specific collection, but whatever one is instantly recognizable, similar to like the Doodles Puke Mouth, I feel that those are the biggest flexes right now. Not an individual collection, it's the grails within ones that everybody knows. Here it is, the CyberKong VX sold for 34 Ethereum. Holy sheesh. Now, this must have been bridged over to Ronin. This was on ETH before, from my understanding, but everybody's been saying it's the top sale on the Mavis marketplace. 34 ETH for a CyberKong VX. Again, just for that flex, because maybe these have a little bit of like extra utility within the game, but I think for the most part, that one in particular is just for, again, that digital flex. And Geos, obviously, behind Ronin Network, Axie, talking some confidence on the timeline. How many founders do you see out there that's talking a big game right now? Ronin Network is comparable to the New York Yankees of Web3, the Duke men's basketball team of Web3 gaming, the New England Patriots of Web3 gaming. The haters are addicted to fading and complaining about us. They're tuning in every day. Geos, I don't think I've ever complained about Axie or Ronin Network, but as we saw with that Node Monkey thing a second ago, there is a little bit of PvP across the space. But founder talking bullish. Very interesting. Do you guys remember Ember Sword? This came out a while ago. They sold the mint but they're just highlighting that the players can switch combat. They have classes, breaking down some of the different things within the game. This was early on, I would say, similar to the mega hype around Bored Apes Sandbox. These different games were minting out, and this was one of them. Obviously, we've realized everything's taken a ton of time. But does Ember Sword play a big part coming up here? Have you kind of not looked at it at all? Or at least do you remember it? Tully, I mean, they did get a hack for 600 million, LOL. True. Gee, yo, the bridge gets hacked, and now they're back and saying, that was just a scratch, like they say in that Monty Python and the Holy Grail. All right, here's your crazy FUD of the day. Let's have a look on Cap'n and Company rigged gold distribution. Again, we interviewed Das Capitalist the other day on the mega stream, 2 mega streams ago. Have the video individually up, talking about the guy we talked to. Cap and Company has received 224,000 gold and distributed 149,000 gold, so about half to users so far. A lot of the top Cap and Company farmers have been invited to join Blast by someone currently named Small Beans in the Blast leaderboard. Small Beans farmed 3,156 gold, mainly from Cap and Gold referrals. Who in the F is Small Beans? Well, before being named Small Beans, he was actually named Das Capitalist GG. Well, what's Das Capitalist's current position? Well, he is lead dev at Cap and Company. Yes, insiders. So, Mr. Capitalist, why did you rename yourself as Small Beans just recently? Tell us more. Bum, 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 bum. We're back with the drama. And he responded saying, we needed a Blast invite code to set up the CNC account. I used mine because it was what we had. Yes, there are downstream referral splits. Would you have preferred we used yours? The official referral link on the CNC Discord is CNC's and Small Beans because why not? Damn, clashing on the timeline, answering the FUD. Just saying, what do you want me to do about it? Everybody makes up their own opinion, but interesting. Oh, okay, hold on. This guy's saying the only reason CBBOFE is fudding is because he tried to deposit millions before midnight, then remove after to cheat their game with no risk. He got caught and had his points removed. So we got a little bit of a beef from former holders. Where have we seen beef from former holders before? If you know, you know. Mocha token is coming. Spicy. Mochaverse just announced the details for the public sale. Here's how to get access to airdrops and public sale. So number one, you can own a Mochaverse NFT. Mochaverse NFTs holders will receive Mocha airdrops. The amount of airdrops depends on various factors. XP plays an important role here. Mochaverse NFTs earn XP through soft staking and community activity. So similar to when we talked with Matt from Segment, how when you log in every day or do certain things, you get these XP points, which is the same as, I think, points across the board, but some are just calling it XP instead of points. In addition, Mochaverse NFT holders receive 3x guaranteed codes for the public sale. Each code allows you to purchase 2,539 Mocha for $100 US. Total Mocha supply is 8,888,888,888. Nice. Nailed it. With 126,000 Mocha available for the public sale. Public sale fully diluted value is therefore 350 mil. You can own a Lucky Nico NFT. Mocha ID. So some of you guys might have had a Mocha ID, and they'll receive a Mocha airdrop based on the amount of realm points they have earned. So the way this worked is if you had one of the Mocha NFTs, I believe, you got a whole bunch of codes that you could do, or sorry, not a whole bunch, but it was like 2 or 3 per NFT that you were able to give out to other people for them to get their Mocha ID just get it, right? Similar to like a future pass or setting up a wallet, you had that Mocha ID. Now you're in the ecosystem. Now you're able to do these different quests that they had. And then you can earn those realm points by completing various missions from Mochaverse or partner projects on the Mocha ID website. The amount of realm points varies depending on the mission and is tied to the Mocha ID. So again, depending on what NFTs you're in, you know, it's a system similar. Shard Rush, it's going to be a referral system. If you have a Mocha ID, you can earn shards by inviting people with invite codes to claim Mocha IDs themselves. And so you're just kind of seeing this bigger ecosystem reach, right? It's really terrible way of wording that, but the expansion of using the community, having that outreach and expansion. Now everybody's casting this big net of, hey, referral across every freaking collection right now. It's insane, but hell yeah. Yo, Pops the Trader. Did you unfollow me and then follow me again? Or have you only been coming through on the YouTube side here? That's crazy. Thank you for following though here on Twitch, and everybody else that's here. You guys are amazing. NBA Top Shot Series 1 is one of the most obvious of these narratives being ignored right now. Easy, gamers. Okay, let's work with this for a second. Do you believe that NBA Top Shot Series 1 is going to hold up in terms of historical NFTs? We saw the CryptoKitty Founders ones getting scooped up. We've had the Ether Rocks, which, again, that's kind of like a narrative. A lot of people clamoring being first for things, and narratives are playing this huge overarching role. So for Flow, you know, if that pops off with something else, do people go into NBA Top Shot? Like here's like a prediction that I kind of just thought of. What if there is something that launches that gets some virality similar to Top Shot that is, I mean, just on the platform? And all of us that used to be in Top Shot, some of you might still be on there, but imagine we go and we do extremely well. And then we're like, you know, we have some extra capital. We're on this chain using the Dapper wallets. Why not? What are we going to go to buy if we did that? I mean, maybe our favorite players, but, you know, I'm kind of open to the idea. Does NBA Top Shot Series 1 fall into that happily ever after in the distance? From early days, a lot of people thought Series 1 was going to be the grail. Possibly the single most vulnerable collection in all of NFTs today may be Punk's. Sorry it's against the main narrative around here, but that's my hot take for the day. True, kind of a hot take. But the question, people are questioning everything right now. And there's individuals that are attached to things. So it's awkward. Are we at a point where no matter what happens, people still value something? I don't think so. Right? Like if there's something that morally happens where we could use like the Moonbirds example, right? Like there was probably at least a couple people that were like, yeah, this is bad, right? And we saw it across like for apes too. A bunch of people ended up selling on that news, and you guys associated with CryptoPunks now, so they have that potential reaction to it. I don't know how many collections are out there that don't have any potential stigma attached to them, and it's just out there, except for any ones that are like anonymous. I guess like MFers, kind of, maybe. But all these other collections, they have people that are still in the space and can end up harming their reputation or the collection's reputation. Less people stop caring, but you guys are emotional. This announcement from last month pumped their token, and they haven't mentioned it since. All right, I remember this. So Syncus DAO, they say, decision made. Syncus will roll out a mega airdrop across multiple NFT collections. And this is during the peak of everybody bitching and moaning, saying, I need my NFT to work for me and get an airdrop collaborations. Pudgy Penguins has got a whole bunch of tokens. Why am I not having a team member for my collection doing this? It's crazy. So anyway, these guys come out and say that for Pudgies, Lil Pudgies, Bored Apes and Mutant Apes, Sappy Seals, and Wreck Guy, they're going to give a whole big token. So all over the timeline, again, almost 400,000 views for that, but I guess it's been radio silent since. Was that just a marketing ploy? Is something coming? We'll see. Base game, you know, the chain base just minted out free mint floor price at 0.1. Ethan getting swept very fast. Puck Protocol. It's a pixelated chicken game. Options trading, gamified, hatch feed, harvest battle. Genesis Flock NFT minting today, 2 p.m. UTC. Do you remember the amount of games that have come out and done basically nothing? But this reminds me so much of kind of like the early days when all these collections were like, we're doing a game. It's going to be, not super basic, but, it does have the aspect of some kind of gamified DeFi going on with it. But I guess we're back. Is that because the gas prices aren't here? Curious. Look at this. Up to 0.1226 ETH volume traded. The protocol. See what happens. Doodles and Mintage. Upcycled vintage painters jackets. Not funded Mintage here and there. If you don't know what Mintage is, basically they're a Web3 collection that has that's backed by Sean Weatherspoon. They've had deals with, I don't know if it was Adidas, Nike, maybe both of them. A lot of things. Guy's basically like an independent retro clothing designer, reseller. If there's anybody out there that has like better terminologies for that, but they are connected within Futureverse. They're a part of that. And we know that Doodles is also having something to do with the Third Kingdom. There's a recent Futureverse announcement. We do know that their Project Gray is coming up on 4/4/24. So a few days away. We have people in the Discord from the team saying that timing is everything. We have this announcement from the jackets days before that, and these are only available at that event. And now we have this. Yo, Hypnotoad, you want to know something crazy? I shouldn't even say this. I bought 2 of the Mintage passes. After absolutely fudding them in my brain in some chats here and there over the last little bit, I bought 2 of them because I was like, all right, listen, you can get these things for $60. There's like 1,500 of these. The chance that this even comes to anything, and you get a little bit of future score, good. So potential big announcement coming through from Doodles for that. Persona pops the Third Kingdom. But Persona, the reveal at 4 p.m. CET. Now this happened. If you haven't seen, the floor's not really dropped that much, to be honest. It did initially, but it definitely has recovered a little bit. So if this is your first time seeing this, what do you think of the background? What do you think of the characters? I have seen at least one person say that they thought like the female characters look way more engaging, exciting, just more personality driven in a way. I guess so. Maybe. The backgrounds here, not a whole lot of difference. I do think like it looks good, right? Like I definitely think that it looks good. Here's a couple more of them that doesn't have as flashy of backgrounds per se. Seems very worth it for the Mintage. We love those juicy future score points. Truly. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, if we go on the Blur marketplace here, or any marketplace, if we go to trending, Persona's at 0.25. It was hovering around 0.3. So it's dropped a little bit, but it's generally the case. I thought this has potential to go way lower. We have seen some reveals that have absolutely tanked. Remember how many ones went horribly, horribly, horribly. So not too bad. This, I don't know what to think of. I don't know if this is legitimate. If it is, wow. So operatives are raiding every crypto exchange in Moscow City, breaking down doors and seizing crypto from cold wallets, according to Black Audit. Other reports show the Bearbit exchange is actively being raided, the Bearbit site under maintenance. I have no idea what the hell is going on here, but obviously we had the big news yesterday of all these transactions that were going to Russia and people looking at this, and just, man, the news, the headlines, everything around crypto right now just seems crazy. So this is a comment on Persona here. So not a rugged meme coin, an ETH NFT art reveal. And then obviously the 0.5 crash here. A reveal of pretty good, dare I say, great art. Agree. I actually really liked it. I debated buying one when I was like, not right now. Tough streets on ETH mainnet for collectors, holders, and founders at the moment. Might go longer on the subject and the headwinds later. So here's the thing. Everybody's pretty much waiting for these mints and hope that they hit a 1 of 1. This is something that hasn't really happened in a while. I know we've had the occasional NFT mint, but before that was the big realm. And now most of it is switched over to the coin game. But now you're basically okay, unless somebody's coming in, there's the immediate token yield of some sort, which I keep clamoring saying, I think that's the only thing people are going to care about unless it is provenance, which it seems like for Bitcoin ordinals, people actually care about that. They don't They don't care if something more comes of it or not, where the ETH NFTs are expected to have some sort of utility. Now, if you're a Call of Duty fan, specifically if you watch Zuma, you might know who Slaya is. Aches, big former Call of Duty pro. He's been a part of this X-Defiant thing, and if you don't know what that is, basically it's a first-person shooter game that is trying to recreate Call of Duty within their own way. First-person shooter game, but apparently a lot of things are similar. They've had delays, and I guess they're delaying again, even though they were supposed to release in March. So why the hell, Schiller, are you bringing this up? This is potentially a game that could have impacted or taken away players from the Web3 space. If this ended up getting big enough, obviously we know how big Call of Duty is, but now this is a newish game that is now delayed further, given the opportunity and the room to breathe for some of these Web3 games, I think. Kex.eth is saying meme coins completely replaced NFTs this cycle, outside of ordinals and early Solana action. If you disagree, don't know what to tell you, just signs 10x dingers all over the place. Metagame shifted, and this comes from someone not trading meme coins. I stick to gaming. Agree. All the actions over meme coins. Does that rotate? We'll see. Interesting take here. Gonna argue with it. All these will 10x this coming bull. All of them. Okay, so Bored Apes, if they 10x, they're going to 100 ETH. Cyberkongs are going to 100 ETH. Pudgy Penguins, they're going to 100 ETH. Do you agree with that statement? Holy sheesh. But imagine if Cyberkongs, Bored Apes, and Pudgy Penguins all set our differences aside and just rally together. ETH would be a chain everyone wants to be on if we could all just embrace our differences and join forces. I don't know. How the hell would that work? I mean, we have Ape that is now trying to build their own ape chain, right? And it's with, I forget who won that. Was it Arbitrum that won that or ZK? Son of a gun. We did a whole stream on it. But Ape's kind of doing their own chain. We have Cyberkongs that are now on Ronin, and then Pudgy Penguins. You know, a lot of people speculated that a token was coming, and that's why they ended up running the way they are. Are they doing their own chain? They probably could. Are they just tagging along with somebody else? But the issue fundamentally with this is just everybody's on different chain doing different things. But over time, with the barriers, the integration, the interoperability, I think that's a big possibility. It's just not the time right now, and I don't think that them being on ETH really has anything to do with whatever, right? Because these are all IP. The blockchain aspect of it is supposed to be completely hidden, but one of the first big examples of that we'll see, and I've been covering it with the Third Kingdom, there's Deadfellas, there's Walker World, there's the Fluff World collections, there's Doodles, there's Pudgy Penguins that are part of this, and it's supposed to be kind of like a collaborative game. We'll see if these NFTs actually have like interoperability or purposes within them. But maybe one of the first times we see some of these big collections getting together, because we haven't had it really since. Okay, in terms of meme coins, I just thought this was kind of funny. Apparently, they have like a Costco hot dog. But the thesis is that it's a Costco hot dog, so it has to go to $1.50. It's stupid, but that shit I feel like could actually run. It's relatable. Now, forgotten collections, older collections, we see things happen, launch, great success, not great success. An Icon was something that I was really, really into before. And their team had like a lead technical guy that was a part of Microsoft, all these big companies, artists that worked on Marvel and everything you could possibly think of. And I think even like worked directly with Stan Lee at a point. But the collections has not really gotten any love for a while. Obviously, they took a little bit longer for creating things, and it's, you know, a comic book, and it's, you know, here and there versus, Web3 born IP versus non-Web3 born IP. But this was a collection I thought that was going to do hella great, and it's kind of just, you know, I don't really done anything. But I want to bring it up because you never know, right? You never know. Base, this is a call for the visionaries and restless spirits to seize this moment, to bring forth the thing you wish existed, to flip the way it is on its head and on chain. Just build it. You're going to be seeing advertisements of all these chains, from building to using. You think Arbitrum, you think ETH, you think Solana, you think Root, you think HighChain, you think Gala Games, you think Ronin. Keeps going on and on. The amount that you are about to be shilled for every single collection is going to be insane. That said, that's it for this edition of X Feed. Damn, what a freaking week, dude. It's been fun. I wish I had something more and interesting to say beyond that. I'm excited to see what the month leading up to, incorrect verbiage. I was watching Bill Noble's stream before I jumped on here, and he was like, the market's really volatile right now because we're at an end of a quarter and all these institutions are, correcting their books, doing this, that, and the other thing. And that's what we're seeing because this rally has been led by institutions. So as we see closes to these different quarters, we are going to see volatility to match that. And I was like, damn, okay. Bill Noble said it, so it must be true. Be sure to check him out. If you haven't, it's like Bill_Noble on Twitter. And he's on YouTube too. Great stuff. Anywho, I'm done yapping. Hypnotoad, Pops a Trader, M. Tolley, KC, and Lachran. Appreciate you guys tuning in on the chat, and anybody that's been a silent observer. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend, and we will